Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having an awesome day. Today we are going to take a moment to craft something to show appreciation. Stay tuned. And for all of you watching this video right now, thank you so much. I know that you have so many choices of how you could be spending your time. And I really appreciate that you choose to spend some of that time with me. So I am going to bring in what we're making today so that you can see just how beautiful, absolutely beautiful this is. It is just a little gift of thanks for all of those awesome heroes who in all countries across this world have put themselves on the line just trying to keep us healthy and getting us better. So this is just a little thanks, and I'm going to open it up so that you can see what it is. It's just a little notepad, but what makes it special is on the inside right here, we have these ink pens that are shaped like syringes. Now, I thought there's no better time to use these pens than now. We have vaccines that are rolling out across the world, and those vaccines are injections. And I don't know if you guys remember earlier in the year, maybe mid-year, I used these syringe pens. I think that they are so appropriate for right now, for anyone who is in the medical profession at all, no matter what your capacity is in the medical profession, whether it's in a nursing home, rehabilitation center, hospital, whatever the case may be, wherever you happen to be, even if you're an EMT driving one of the medic vehicles. This is just an awesome way to recognize that profession with something small but thoughtful. So y'all know what time it is. It is time to make it. So here is what we're going to be working with. I have a 4x6 notepad that has 150 sheets in it. I got mine from the Dollar Tree, but you can do an online search or you can go to stores like Target, Walmart, whatever your general store is in your region. They probably have something similar to this. If not, you can do an online search for 4x6 inch notepads. And this one has 150 sheets in it. And then we're going to need some chipboard pieces. I have one piece that measures 1 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then we have two pieces that measure 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then we have some of our awesome syringe pens, and I will be putting 2 in this book. And I will have the information on these pens in the description box. And then we have the beautiful decorative paper that we're going to be using. So I have a piece for the inside pen loops that measures 2 by 4. I have a piece for the pad cover that measures 4 by 7. I have a piece for the inside liner that measures 6 by 9 3/4. And I have this gorgeous piece from Anna Griffin that measures 8 by 11 1/2. This paper is from her Handsome collection. And on the flip side, you can see that if you wanted to use this side for male projects, it has men's shirts on it. So this is just so doggone cute. But we're going to use this side today because this is the side that I want to be the outside of my book. So before we get started on actually putting this together, I am going to do a very quick show and tell. You guys hear me talking about my Xyron Creatopia. That is what I use to put sticky backing on all of my papers when I'm not using my tape. And I get a lot of questions asking me to show what it is that I'm doing. I'm going to show what I'm doing. However, this machine that I'm using is discontinued. It hasn't been made in years, and that's one of the reasons why I don't share it on the channel. But I have gotten so many requests to show this machine, so I'm going to give you a quick run through of it. And if you're looking for one, on occasion you can find them on eBay. So head on out to eBay from time to time to see if they have any Creatopias that have come up for auction. So what I've done is I've raised my camera so that you can get a good look at what the Creatopia actually is. And it's a pretty large machine because when you use it, it will put adhesive on the back of anything that is up to 12 inches wide. And you can see just by looking at my machine that it is a well-loved and well-used machine. Very simple to use. All we do is we take our paper, we slide it in on this tray. We have this handle here that we crank. And as the paper is going through magic, I don't know how it works, the adhesive is placed on the back. And the adhesive comes on a cartridge. So when I drop the cartridge in, I feed it through the rollers to get it started. And then I can just place my papers in and put adhesive on the back. And that's what I'm doing right now because I am placing adhesive on everything that I will be using on this project today. Now I am going to be using these beautiful, beautiful toppers from Anna Griffin. So I am going to go ahead and run these through as well. And you can see that these toppers have ribbon on them. That's no problem because they'll go through just fine. And I'll have ribbon with adhesive on the back. And then once you have finished, there is this little cutter on the back. You just slide it across and peel it off. And so now I have this long sheet that has my project pieces on it with adhesive. And guys, ordinarily, I would never go through this process on something that is not readily available on the market. But because I did get so many requests asking, why don't you show it? Why don't you show it? And here it is. If you're looking for one, eBay is the only place where I have seen these show up for sale or for auction. So then all we do is we peel away the top piece because that really is not needed. And your adhesive will be on the backer sheet that you'll hear me talking about. So what I usually do is I just take my big old spatula or something flat and I go along everything just to make sure that it's stuck. So now I'm just going to trim this in sections because I don't need to have all of it out at the same time. So now what we are going to do is we're actually going to make our project. So let's bring in the piece that measures 8 by 11.5, and we are going to take our chipboard pieces. We will have 2 pieces that measure 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and we will have 1 piece that measures 1 1/4 by 6 1/4, and we're going to go ahead and place those down. So I am going to take this piece and place it about 1/2 inch in on the side. You can go over further if you want. Then I'm going to take my piece that measures 1 1/4 by 6 1/4. We're going to place that down, leaving approximately, and we're going to place it down with slightly larger than 1/8 of an inch in spacing, just slightly larger than 1/8. Then I'll take my final piece of my chipboard. We're going to get that stuck. And again, I'm placing it down using a little bit larger than 1/8 of an inch. And so now I'll flip that over, get everything nice and stuck with my big old spatula. Then I'm going to bring in my stylus, and it really doesn't matter which end of the stylus you use, whether you're using the ball that has the bigger end or the smaller end, really doesn't matter. What matters is that you place your stylus against the chipboard and just drive it down into the paper to just sort of loosen those fibers a little bit, especially if you have a paper that you know has a tendency to crack. It won't eliminate the cracking, but it might help to reduce it. So that's what I'm doing. right here. So I am just going inside of all of my little grooves, getting everything nice and scored. Now I can take this and just go over those scores. So now that we have all of our scores done, we are simply going to miter our edges. And so by mitering, we're simply notching out so that we can fold over and have a really professional looking fold. And now that we have our edges mitered, I am going to take my double stick tape and just run it along the borders here. And we're going to get that fold over paper stuck. And then I'm just going to remove a little bit from here because this is more than I actually need to stick. And I'm also going to take off just a little bit right here because it's more than I need as well. So now that everything is ready to be folded over, I am simply going to lift my tape and we are going to do our fold over. So I'll just stand it up, and if you think that your paper might want to crack, and this is some thick paper, so I am just going to dance it down just a little bit before I actually smooth it out. So I'm just very gently teasing it down before I actually fold it, just in case it wants to fight me and crack. All right, so once we have it down, all I'm going to do is bring in my big old spatula and just go over this to make sure that I have everything nice and stuck. Then once I have it stuck, I'm going to use my handy dandy big old spatula again. This time, guys, I'm just going around my ends to get everything nice and smooth out. Nice crisp edges right there. And so now that we have this, we can go ahead and place our inside liner. So my inside liner piece measures 9 3/4 by 6. I am simply going to peel it from the backer sheet. You can place double stick tape on this and place it down, or you can take your strips of tape and just cover the inside of your chipboard and then run glue along the edges of your liner piece to get everything stuck. There are a whole bunch of different ways that we can accomplish what I'm doing right here. So I put that down, and I was standing because it's easier for me to get it even if I happen to be standing. So all I'm doing right now is going along my edges to make sure that they are nice and stuck. And then I am just going to start getting that spine the way that it needs to be. So I am using the edge of my big old spatula to get everything the way that I need it. Then I'll come to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. So just keep working it until you have your spine exactly as you need it. Then I am just going to stand this like this. Use my big old spatula just to go on the back side, getting everything all nice and smooth. All right, so once we have our spine defined, all I'm going to do is look at it just like this to make sure that I don't have any papers puckering, and I don't. So now I'll place it down, and I'm going to bring in my little notepad and the 4x7 inch piece that I am going to use to cover this. And all I'm going to do is I tried to cut it exact. So I am going to place it down just like that, guiding it up with my fingers to make sure I have it laying straight. Then I can take it and I'm just wrapping around the top. Get that nice and stuck. And for me, y'all, this is going to be a one and done. But if you're interested in the technique for making this reusable, I'll have a video linked that will show you the process that I go through to make it reusable. But I am doing this as a one and done. And a lot of you are going to say, well, why are you going through all of these embellishments and whatnot for one and done? Because I think my one and done should be just as beautiful as my reusables. So now that I have this folded over on the back, I am going to bring in my glue, and I'm going to place some glue here at the top and throughout, just like that. Now when I put it down, I want to make sure that I don't get it in my spine area. So I am just putting it down, making sure that I have it nice and even so that it's not hanging over the edge, and it isn't. So once I have it where I want it, I am going to lift up that back page and get everything nice and stuck. And there we have a most beautiful, beautiful little book. So what I want to do first is I want to go ahead and make my pin loop. So I have a piece that measures 2 by 4. And all I am going to do, I'm not even going to place this in my scoreboard. I am just going to fold it like this. And I ran this through my sticker maker. So we have that sticky on it. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take this and I'm going to place it right here in the center. But before I place it down, I am going to make just a little fold like that, because that is what I'm going to be using to secure that center down. So I have folded that at about 1/4 of an inch wide. And I'm going to take my glue and just place it down. Now when I place it down, I don't want to place it down too far because I want my pins to fall right here in the middle. So all I'm doing is I am placing it down, and I'm placing this down. So the best way to know where your placement needs to be, take your pin, put it in to see where the top is going to be, and that's where you can place down your loop. So I am just going to get that stuck, but I am going to give it a chance to dry before I actually try folding it over, because sometimes when you do that, it might pull up. So let's give that a moment to dry. And while that's drying, I am going to go ahead and bring in my Anna Griffin embellishments so that we can start to embellish. But before I do that, I want to show you the Anna Griffin kit that I'm working from so that you guys can get an idea of why I am so in love with these kits and why I purchased them. This is one kit. You get all of the envelopes. It's a card making kit, and I don't use it for card making. I use it as embellishments. But you get all of the envelopes. You get all, I mean, this is, look at all of these guys. This is gorgeous, and I'm just going to take it out so that y'all can see. Just cut that band because I want you guys to see why this is such a good value for the money. These are the card bases that you would start working with, but if you're like me, I simply cut this apart and use it in my crafting because you start out with some beautifully decorated card bases. I mean, look at how gorgeous these are. And then you get the metallic sheets. These are so fantastic because you don't have to use them on this project. And she gives you pop dots with each and every kit. So I have oodles and oodles of these. But this is what gets me, guys. This is what does it for me. Look at these gorgeous pieces that you get right here. You get this bag full. I mean, you guys can see all of the pieces that are in here. Look at this. And I'm going to put them back in the bag and make some crinkly noise. But look at how gorgeous these are. They aren't skimpy. They are fabulous embellishments that we can use in our paper crafting and our holiday crafting for any holiday because she makes a kit practically for every holiday. You get all of these awesome card toppers. All of this is in one kit. This isn't me mixing a kit. All of this is in one kit. Then I have floral pieces that go with the toppers so that you can build and build and build your card. So I am going to give you an example of how these work very quickly because I really want you guys to know the awesomeness of these kits if you're not familiar with them. So you take this piece, then she has the three-dimensional floral that you just start to build up and you get the greetings that you can build up and build up. It is a fantastic way for me to craft. So I am going to show you guys one more thing and then we're going to get back to the project because I've gotten a little bit off course. But you also get all of these gold embellishments. And I'm going to keep saying it, guys. I buy her kits just so that I can get these pieces because you can't go to the store and find embellishments like this without breaking the bank. I believe that this kit has about 300 pieces in it, and this kit came in this gorgeous box. So I'm just putting everything back in the box. Not neat at all, but I'll go back and I'll straighten it out as soon as I finish the video. But look at these. Look at how gorgeous that is. So I went through all of that because I wanted to show you guys exactly what it is that I'm talking about when I'm talking about an Anna Griffin card kit. It is not skimpy. It is not cheap looking. Everything is high-end, high quality. And for me, it just makes my projects when I use it. And then I'm just going to take this piece and I am going to put it down right here because I just want it to be just a little bit of cuteness on the inside when you open the book. And I think that our pin loop is ready to be finished. So once we have it stuck like that, all I'm going to do is take one side and fold it over just like that so that I can get my point where I need to add my glue. And I'll place my glue on the back and then I'll stick it down just like so. Take my pin and put my pin in just to make sure that I have this in the right spot in case I need to loosen it just a little bit. So then I'm going to use my big old spatula just to help that stick. Then I'll take this one and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to bring it down, find my spot where I need to put my glue, place my glue, and put that down. And so then I'll bring in my pen, push it in just like that, And if I need to loosen it, I'll just loosen it just a little bit, not a lot. And so there we have it, guys. We've got our pens inside of our awesome little notebook. But I'm going to close this because I want to decorate the outside. So y'all, what I'm going to do is I have added adhesive to one piece of my Anna Griffin. And I have added adhesive to this decorative topper that we're going to place down. And I also have adhesive on that ribbon. Sometimes when you run through your Xyron, you'll get these little webbies, kind of sort of like you get with a glue gun. And I just go in with the point of my finger blade and just clean those up. Kind of like weeding on the Cricut. So then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it down just like this. And now I can peel it and we're going to stick it to the front, but we aren't finished yet. So now I can take this and I'm going to stick it right there on the front. Isn't that elegant? So now I have a flower that I'm going to place there just to pop up. And then I have the coordinating piece here that I'm going to place right there just for some dimension and cuteness. So I am going to take this one and just place it where it belongs. And then I'm going to take this one, peel off that backer, and we're going to put it down right there. Just so stinking cute. And then I have one of the bows that I'm going to put right there on the end on top of that bow. So I am going to use my glue gun, place some glue, place that cutie down, and y'all, seriously, how stinking cute is this? Look at this. Yes, it's a one and done, but one and done should be just as beautiful as a reusable. I love Anna Griffin. This is an unsolicited review. It's just my personal opinion. But as I said in another video, I want to make sure that I am sharing everything that I love and everything that I consider high quality and worth the money with you guys. And for me, from the moment I came to know Anna Griffin's products, it was worth the money to me because it checked off every point of quality that I like to have in my projects. So I have brought them both back in so that you guys can see this absolute heavenly goodness. And this is just a great way to say thank you to those often overlooked heroes in the medical profession. Where would we be today without them? The dedication, the willingness to put their lives on the line for ours. So this is just a small thank you for them. So if you know someone who is in the medical profession, and we all do because we all have doctors that we see. Some of us even have medical professionals in our family. Some of us have friends who are in the medical profession. If you know anyone in the medical profession, why not take a moment and make them this sweet gift using these novelty pens? It'll make their day to open it up and see a syringe ink pen, and then you have all of this other gorgeous, gorgeous goodness that they have to work with. Because we have these two gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous little notepad sets with our syringe pens. And you know what? We need something really cute to give these in. And we're going to keep it very, very simple because we're going to take a store-bought bag and just turn it into a little piece of art. And I'm going to use my Anna Griffin stickers and embellishments to be able to do that. And most of you know that a while back I bought a whole bunch of gift bags from the Dollar Tree, so I thought I would use them on this project. We don't have to always make our gift bags. We can start with a plain pre-made bag and dress it up. So that's what we are going to do. So I dressed this bag to go with this. Now, isn't that a gorgeous, gorgeous combination? It is so rich looking and so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So I am going to set that one to the side and show you guys what we're working with for this one. So I am going to start with one of my plain white bags, and we're going to do something very, very simple and very, very cute to it. So I have run these pieces through my Xyron, and these are Anna Griffin. And I'm going to take my large mat, and I am going to take the large mat, try to get it straight. Sometimes I don't always get it straight. And I think that's straight. I think that my bag is not straight at the top, but I do believe that placement is straight. Then I'm going to take my smaller mat, and I showed you guys all of this goodness that comes in that kit. So I'm just using what was in that kit to create this little touch of elegance on this bag. So then I'm going to take this embellishment. Let me get rid of some of these little glue cobwebs here. And now I'll take this and I'm going to place it right there. And you can already see how this bag has been elevated from plain white to downright gorgeous. So I am going to take one of my gold bows, some hot glue, and we're going to place that hot glue right there. So I'm going to take one of my dimensional stickers, place it right there on the top. Let me make sure I get this straight. And now I have given this bag some extra pop. We have a beautiful but simple way of presenting our fabulous, fabulous gifts. So aren't these just fabulous? Look at this super simple way that we can present these gorgeous, gorgeous little gifts. Doesn't take a whole lot to make something plain, something elegant. So guys, I hope that you have liked this project. And if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys, be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.